Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, and today I wanted to try and attempt some commentary over some Halo MCC Escalation mode. I don't know if I'm going to have the best luck searching for this. I just tried to search for it in free-for-all, which in my head, Escalation would have worked better in that matchmaking type, because it's like free-for-all. But unfortunately couldn't find a game, so I was just sat there commentating the lobby screen for a while. And I'm sure you guys would have loved to see that in action, but unfortunately I'm going to try and give it another attempt here with the 4v4. Now, I kind of wanted to do this commentary really as a follow-on from yesterday's video, where I talked about, the upcoming best features in Halo Infinite. There was actually a couple pieces of information that changed. I don't think they changed since the video. I just hadn't realized they had changed in one of the more recent bulletins, and that was in that the radar in Halo Infinite is actually going to act the same way it used to. So if you didn't know, during the technical test in Halo Infinite, the radar would only bleep when people sprinted on it. But they've decided, the powers that be have decided, that they don't necessarily like that change, and that they're going to modify it more into something where it bleeps. It only stops when you're crouched or when you're I can't remember what the other things are, or you're hidden off radar, or you're not moving, etc., etc. But for the most part, it's going to show you at base walking speed. And I kind of thought that was a shame, to be honest. I kind of liked what they had gone for. I like their attempts to balance it, because I can guarantee that feature was probably talked about and pushed by, people who understand the matchmaking experience pretty well, and competitive players. And I reckon maybe in some of their feedback there was just some confusion. Why have I got this radar that shows stuff sometimes but not others? I can understand how that might be a little bit confusing to the casual player. Like, why is there this thing that bleeps sometimes but doesn't bleep a lot of the time, and sometimes it feels like people are creeping up on me, but sometimes they're not. I get it from an intuitive point of view, but at the same time, I do think it's a little bit disappointing that I think balance-wise and in terms of just the overall matchmaking experience from a 4v4 experience, I think radar really does lead to these defensive situations where matchmaking can come to a standstill, because you know when your opponents are coming. So why is there a reason to push out and to really explore the map looking for players? And also it encourages callouts from that perspective. But yeah, that's not really the only thing I wanted to talk about. I also wanted to talk about the fact that Halo Master Chief Collection also is in a state where they've said that for the next season of matchmaking, they're not going to bother. Well, they are going to update it, but they're going to wait a little bit, really, for the bigger updates to come in. Oh, I'm using my keyboard this match, I've decided. I didn't want to use it, but here we are. Yeah, so they've decided that for the next matchmaking experience in 2020... Ooh, okay. Cheeky. So we're playing gun game. We're going to switch weapons each. This is my first time playing it. Somehow outshot him on a keyboard with my disgraceful aim. I don't seem to be able to sprint unless I'm... Is it really not shift to sprint, or is shift just not in this mode? That's kind of crazy to me. Oh my god, my DMR, so precise. Where we're going into the next matchmaking patch of 2022, they've decided they want to focus more on Halo Infinite, and they don't want to distract attention away from, the advertising role for Halo Infinite. And they will update it, but they don't expect these big rolling patches that we've seen in the previous seasons. It's going to be a while till the next season, and don't expect it to be the focal point of Halo moving forward, which is kind of a double-edged sword, really. For one, I do think Infinite warrants the attention, and I think it warrants the excitement. But obviously, like, getting this taste of Halo MCC working at like a more optimal point of view on the PC has been so exciting. It's something I've dreamed of a really, really long time, and like, this is the kind of stuff I expected from the game. All these customizations, all this attention to detail, all these rolling weekly playlist updates, and for one, the game just actually working. It's been a beautiful thing. 1 second. I'm a god. I'm actually a legend. Okay. Yeah, it's been a beautiful thing actually seeing the game in motion, seeing everything that the game has to offer. And you know, I've loved it personally. It's felt like a bit of a love letter, albeit you know probably later than we would have hoped for, and you know, really, you know, of course I feel like as Halo fans we're more than entitled to it. I don't know why I have Sticky Detonator at this point. I guess because it's last kill maybe. You know, I do feel like we're more than entitled to it with the ring around that we've had with you know, the launch of how did they win? You're having a laugh. You know, the mess around that we had in the Halo whatchamacallit, MCC launch, then the subsequent Halo MCC patches. It's been, you know, even for the most patient of Halo fans, it's been a ride, to say the least. A bumpy ride, a rocky road, if you will. And just when we're starting to get into that shape, you know, we have to we're kind of at the point where we're just gonna like leave it on the back burner, I guess. And I do think Halo 3 would have had the resources. Not Halo 3, sorry, Microsoft would have had the resources. I apologize from the PC aim. Not the concussion rifle, it somehow worked. Watch this. Oh my god. Okay. Dude, I'm not used to not having aim assist. Ah! Oh, guys, just stop watching this part. Pretend it didn't happen. Ah! Oh my god, what the hell? How does he do it? Oh, he's crazy. He's insane. He hit every shot, I think. There's probably lag that caused some of those shots not to register, obviously, but, you know. You know, I want MCC to blossom in an extent. You know, these Halo games are beloved. You know, they're a cornerstone of FPS games. I wouldn't have gotten into FPS games if it wasn't for let me try and think of FPSs prior to Halo. Like, if I try and think what I loved from FPS games, I guess it was GoldenEye, N64, bit of Perfect Dark, cheeky, sure. But none of them really, like, Halo kind of, like, taught me this, like, ideal of, like, this is something you could get on every day. With Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, it was like, sure, I would play it to death when it came out, but I knew it wasn't, like, I knew it wasn't the be-all and end-all. Whereas with Halo, with its like multiple aspects and its multiple dimensions, you know, custom games, Forge, multiplayer, the YouTube community, the online community, really getting my teeth sunk into that with Halo 3 and moreover Halo 4. You know, for me, it just like served as a platform for other experiences, and I think other games are really trying to, you know, I'm sure other games were somewhat in the background inspired by the approach that Halo 3 gave. Like, if you look at Fortnite isn't just Fortnite. It's got its, you know, multitude of custom game options, multitude of modifications. Obviously, it started with the single-player options, but they didn't really take off in terms of their horde mode and stuff like that. But really, like, there's more reasons to play Fortnite other than just the game. And I think Halo really, you know, championed that sort of game design where it's like, hey, don't just come on here for, you know, a good time. Come on in for a long time. Come on in for a cheeky bit of matchmaking. Come on in for a cheeky bit of zombies. Come on in for a cheeky bit campaign co-op. It really had everything. And to me, you know, being able to come back and just have that package at my fingertips, and now it's in working condition and it has those patches, it's like kind of hard to resist in some ways. Now, do I, on the other hand, think that there's some stuff that could be done? Absolutely, with Halo MCC. You know, let's not talk about, I mean, for me, actually, the biggest thing right now that I think is a surrender option. Why this game doesn't have a surrender option, I just don't get it. We're in modern gaming. There needs to be an answer to the kind of insaneness of, you know, matchmaking where half the lobby have left and we're walking around. I get that they're trying to aim for it with Halo Infinite and aim for a solution with bots, but I don't even think that's the best solution. I think surrendering is a better solution. Have bots as well, sure. I don't blame you, but I think surrendering is a great option, and I hope that's an option in ranked, where like you don't want bot matches to replace your teammates in ranked. It doesn't really make sense. What if you die to a bot? What if you're just like, you know, you don't predict a bot in the same way you would have predicted a bot? Then it's going to feel like an unfair, cheated experience, you know, in comparison to playing a human. Or if they just get a ridiculous amount of kills on the bots as a result. That's probably more likely, let's be honest. So to me, it's like, I think the surrender option would be terrific. And I also think people still have their like issues with like Halo 2 hit registration not feeling right. I'm going to be honest, I don't even touch Halo 2 because I've never felt like the hit registration's good. People say, oh, you know, Halo 2 versus Halo 3, you know, that is a debate that goes around every time. I go back and play Halo 2, mate, and it feels like I'm shooting through sludge, mate. And no matter what anyone tells me, or no matter what, you know, it's personal preference, obviously. No what anyone tells me about how good it is, I just can't get over that hurdle. Like, and it's something I didn't notice as a kid. Maybe it wasn't like that on the original Xbox, and maybe it's only on MCC that it starts to feel like that. I'm not really sure, but you know, the bottom line is, if I want to come on for a fun experience, Halo 2, I'm like, dude, my guns just, you know, rubber bounce off people, and that's not a fun, you know, experience to have. I go on Halo 4, the hit detection is like godlike. Halo 3, sure, a little bit spotty, but I know what to expect with Halo 3 because that does feel similar to the Xbox experience. Is it perfect? Absolutely not, but, you know, I can manage it. Halo 2, for what is intended to be hit scan, the melees feel like dodgy as anything on that game. So, you know, like, them sticking around to do a couple more changes, cheeky changes, maybe see if they can, like, well, I don't know, update that. The thing is, I wouldn't want them to, like, if it's a problem, it's such a long time ago, that if it's a problem, with, like, fundamentally with the way Halo 2 works with matchmaking, and it was the same with matchmaking back in the day, I can't really say professionally, because I'm sure I was terrible back in Halo 2, you know, I was a joke. So, I don't really know, like, I don't think I can give a fair assessment of that. Die. But yeah, this playlist is interesting. Escalation, you know, bit of gun game. I think MCC could do with a bit of this as well, just to blow off some steam, because, you know, I'm an idiot. So sometimes in matchmaking, I start running at people and being a moron, and then I feel bad about myself. I'm like, am I the only idiot? Do you ever get the impression like you're in a lobby sometimes and you're looking at everyone around you and you're like, am I the stupidest person in this room right now? Like, it really feels like it. And then you go into another lobby like the next day and you're like, you're like, oh, okay, good. Thank God there are other stupid people in the world. But like sometimes in Halo, man, you're just having one of those days. It's all going wrong. You're like jumping at the wrong time. You're, you know, shooting like an absolute blind person, and you're like, what happened? How did my life get to this point? Should I feel bad about myself? Because I definitely do. I actually thought the whole thing of this was that we got the new weapon when we killed, but I'm starting to think it's not that, and I'm starting to not understand what I'm doing, if I'm honest. I'm just kind of running around like a lemming. You know, giving me the concussion rifle, like, please. If I got a kill with this, I deserve, like, a bloody, you know, gold medal, innit? Let me go. See, I still haven't got... Oh, maybe because I'm meleeed. Do you reckon it's because I'm meleeed? Yeah, it was because I'm meleeed. Ah. Okay, never mind. I like the game type. Oh, I should have headshot. Cringe. I don't think it has, like... The thing is, about the controller is, right? I swear it gave you, like... It wasn't even the aim assist. Well, the aim assist is nuts on the beam rifle, but I thought it was more so like the bullet magnetism, right? And I didn't see much bullet magnetism going on there, if I'm honest, yo. What is happening? I thought... Okay, well, we're up 2-0. So yeah, we'll have to see how MCC goes. Obviously, I'm happy, like I said, that Halo Infinite is being updated, and like Halo Infinite's... I'm happy for it to take the driving seat for a little bit, and it makes sense, you know, splitting your interest between all that. You know, you don't want people to come into the series and think like, oh, is Halo MCC the game I should play? Well, no, there's also Infinite, but, you know, they obviously don't want that to be a discussion at the forefront of people's minds. And really, like, to be honest, they only have themselves to blame. Oh, why do I have to have this weapon? Oh my god. This gives me PTSD. Do you remember playing in the campaign and then sometimes like you run out of ammo on Legendary with like every other weapon and you just had to use that for a while and you were like, oh no. Felt like being in the trenches. Killing a Promethean Knight with a bloody suppressor was not an experience I'd soon want to replicate. Oh, the best piece of keyboard and mouse aim in the... Oh, it's so bad! Oh, cringe! He's not even weak! Okay, well, that was interesting. I thought he shot my body, so... Feel great about myself there. Let's go, Mollis, come on. Pull it together. Cringe, cringe. Oh, you got cringed on, mate. How's it feel? Revenge. So... Moral of the story is, I shouldn't use keyboard and mouse online. But, you know, second to that... I feel good about Infinite, and I don't know. You know, part of me is like, I feel like a little bit of a kid at Christmas that I'm finally getting my MCC like in a really, really nice place, and it seems really fun, to be honest, in a lot of ways. So I hope Halo MCC still has some sort of a future and some sort of playlist, even if we've got a little bit of a delay in between, a little bit of a, you know, a back burner, I guess. But anyway, this has been a bit of a longer video. I just wanted to, you know, chat and shoot the shit with you guys. But I've been Modest Major. Thanks for watching. Peace out.